It's always difficult to talk about how you create a piece. Sometimes things take me years, literally, to do. I mean, that's something that I really do think about for live performance. But I think for it truly to be magic, it has to be spontaneous.
The question of who Ricky Jay was depends on who you ask. Ricky Jay was a magician, world-famous sleight-of-hand close-up artist. He's an actor, particularly noted for his collaborations with David Mamet. To someone like me, I might think of him first as a collector. He has a fantastic collection of books, manuscripts, prints, photographs, posters, broadsides, and much more. And he was an author, a scholar, doing serious research, lecturing. And in spite of this incredibly demanding schedule, Ricky even managed for several years to write and co-publish a quarterly journal which discussed topics and performers of interest to him. Jay first became famous in the 70s through television appearances, shows like The Tonight Show. He was famous for throwing cards a great distance and to penetrate the rind of a watermelon with a regular playing card. But I think he really came to great prominence when he did a series of one-man shows off-Broadway and traveled with them, including, most famously, Ricky Jay and his 52 assistants.
Yeah, you didn't take one, did you? Were you in the second row? What was yours, sir?
6 of diamonds.
6 of diamonds. Now I'll have to find both of them. 9 of clubs, 6 of diamonds. You're 9 of clubs, you're 6 of diamonds.
Ricky really collected with a scholar's eye. He was not a trophy hunter, although his collection has great trophies. Some of the most important posters of Harry Houdini, the most famous magician, are represented in the collection. And yet they're sort of an anomaly because what really attracted Ricky Jay weren't the great and famous performers, it was the little knowns, and particularly he had great respect for and affection for those performers with physical anomalies that they overcame, the people he called remarkable characters. All of the famous magicians throughout history are represented here. Names like Thurston, Max Malini, Harry Kellar, the great George Houdini, Robert Houdin, who is thought to be by many the father of magic, Neville Maskelyne. All of these are represented in posters, handbills, letters. The posters, to me, are really what's remarkable. The designs are so vivid, so clever, and you can see the transformation throughout the years from the mid-18th century into the early 20th century. The historical figure that Ricky was most obsessed with was a man named Matthew Buchner, who was born in Germany in 1674, born without hands or arms, without feet or legs, stood 29 inches tall. He did magic tricks, he could thread a needle, he did amazing calligraphy. That is probably the figure that Ricky Jay is most famous for collecting. I think another reason why Ricky Jay began collecting was he wanted to learn. This whole sale, in a way, is a departure for Sotheby's. We normally don't handle entertainment material. I think by combining Ricky Jay with Sotheby's is the hope of really bringing this material to a much wider audience. Ricky Jay was one of the first persons to take this kind of material seriously. Not just treat it as Ripley's Believe It or Not or Isn't This Funny, but to study it and try to see how did illusions travel. So he was a real scholar, and this is really the raw material of scholarship, but Ricky Jay mined that and published scholarship on his own.
I believe that the real key to learning is personally. The way you want to learn is by someone that you respect showing you something. There's a level of transmission and a level of appreciation that's never completely attainable just through the written word.